In the top right, our challenging Terran, the oldest player left. It's Nyoken. In the bottom left, our child Terran. It's Gypsy. Of course, these guys casting BSL together, doing a great job. I've enjoyed the clips people have linked to me of them. They're definitely quite good friends and talk about Terran quite a bit. Two of the best foreign Terrans, no doubt about that. And as far as TVT goes, I was mentioning this a little bit before. I think this is obviously a very important matchup. Whoever is going to be in better shape, TVT. But stylistically, they play very differently. Like, Gypsy's very likely to do quite standard macro-oriented builds like 3 Factory Vulture. And he nails them pretty hard. It's very hard to go Vultures against him. I've tried it a few times because we hit each other on ladder occasionally. And, like, if I try to go 3 Factory Vulture against this guy, I just die. His macro is just a step up, so it's very difficult to play like that. But that's not really how Nyoken plays. Nyoken's a very brainy player in TVT. Historically, he's really liked things like Factory Starport, and that's still a good build. You can still absolutely use plays like that. And I think we are going to see him use alternative plays. I don't expect many Vulture games out of him where it's like 3 Factory Vulture, because now Nyoken's very good mechanically as well. But I do think that Gypsy is a little bit better mechanically. And that's what a lot of times the Vulture versus Vulture goes down to. Like, if you're both going 3 Factory Vulture, it becomes a little bit of a shit show, okay? To be honest. It just... someone is going to have one more Vulture or get the first volley and you're going to lose. And it's silly. Like, you even see it in pro games where if both players go 3 Factory Vulture, one guy, like, accidentally mined a little bit too much gas, and then, like, his depot was 4 seconds late and he has 1 less Vulture and he just dies. Anyways, taking a look at the builds, this is Command Center first from Gypsy. So this is ultra greedy. Nyoken does not go like proxy barracks TVT like ever, basically, so Gypsy kind of abusing that here. Command Center first is the strongest build in Terran vs. Terran. It only dies to proxy barracks. It's insane, like, how far ahead you can get from this. Now, Nyoken might all-in him for doing this. There are all-ins you can do, like, for instance, the build that Scan showed, where you go for 1 factory in your main and 1 proxy factory. That is a build that can absolutely beat a build like this. We'll see how Gypsy plays it. There's a few different ways that you can play Command Center first. If you think you're getting cheesed, we've seen recently some good Terrans go like heavy Marines, like non-stop Marines, and just come out and kill pushes with SCV Marine, which is truly comical to see. Also, you can do things like rush to siege mode. You can rush up to Wraiths to try to screw with anyone attacking you. Not sure how he's going to go, but Nyoken is still mining gas, so 100% Nyoken is going to be cheesing here. And you can't blame him, because if you play against Command Center first, and you didn't go Command Center first or Proxy Barracks, you are just behind. And there's not, like, really an answer for it. It's just that it's a risky build, because if your opponent does go Proxy Barracks, you die. All right, this SCV going to the side, he's going to make a factory over here, probably, but it could be a starport. We don't know exactly what Nyoken wants to do. There's that first fact. Throws down the add-on. I think it's going to be a starport, then. Yeah, if you're moving over here, it's got to be a starport. You gonna do it? Are you gonna make a building? There it is. There's the starport. Okay, so the 3 Marines out. Okay, Gypsy does have the factory on the way. And, I mean, normally when you do this build, what it'll be is you'll get mines and speed and, like, drop 3 Vultures, I believe, into your opponent's base, and you'll have the mines out kind of spotting. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay, Gypsy spotted no command center. So now he knows to be extra, extra careful. He'll probably start a 2nd factory and an armory. That is my guess. He does have Marines in the bunker already. We'll see after this factory finishes if he gets that armory right away, but I'd be surprised if he did not. All right, a siege tank coming down. Oh! Is he just going to go siege Wraith? That's actually a good one as well. This is actually something Light does against Command Center first sometimes. So what you do is, like, you get a bunker up and you just kind of siege mode push. But normally you have a floated barracks over there. You can utilize the Wraith 4 vision, though. So he's going Wraith first before add-on. So yeah, that's what we're going to see. Certainly, this is siege mode on the way. And Nyoken, I think, getting ready to expand here. No, he's actually going to send that down. Okay. And this right here was certainly a second bunker that Gypsy was trying to make. Okay, the tank in siege mode. He's got enough Marines that if you pull SCVs, you're going to lose a lot. Okay, he brings all of his Marines as well. And actually a mispositioning here on those Marines from Nyoken. Now, he does kill all of his opponent's Marines, but the tank gets surrounded, which is super important. All right, Nyoken coming down with another tank. That was pretty important, but we do have there's no anti-air here for Gypsy. He is making that armory I was talking about before, but is Nyoken going to get enough damage? He's getting ready to make the command center. All right, making a second bunker back here. He actually doesn't have any Marines, but he's going to land this back and make a single Marine because a Marine in a bunker. Okay, because a bunker alone is nothing, but a Marine in a bunker actually can obviously hold off Wraiths. Okay, he's targeting down on the tank. He only has one tank here. The second tank getting here is going to be so important. Okay, he's got to target this. He's going to kill this tank. This tank gets the shot, but as the next tank comes up, if he can actually siege it, no, this tank getting, oh, everything's in the way. He loses his tank, but he does trade. If this tank had actually gone into position and come up and actually attack, he would have saved this tank, and that could have been a game-winning move for Nyoken, but Nyoken killed it. And does have another tank. Now, SCVs and Goliath's going to come up. So Nyoken going to lose this last one. He has to pull back with his Wraiths. You don't want to lose these. Now, how much damage did he do? What is the SCV count looking like for Gypsy? He's got 8 SCVs here. Come on. It's hard to actually select exactly. 12, maybe 23-ish, 24. Plus 8, 30, 34, something like that. I guess we can do what Scan does and just count the supply. So he's got 8 army supply. So yeah, so about 34-ish, 38, 36, something like that. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, Gypsy coming up, pushing back the siege tank. And that hurts his Nyoken because you only have one factory. Nyoken definitely, I would say a bit behind after that, but it's not the end of the world. He's getting Cloak. He's getting Wraiths. This is kind of a funny forward position he's taken. Don't forget, Gypsy hasn't had a scout in a while. Oh my god. Oh, he does get one more. But yeah, Gypsy hasn't had a scout in a while, so he doesn't actually know about the command center. He also doesn't have any detection. He's going up to 4 fact. In fact, he might go up to 5 fact here. And going up to 5 fact quickly like this is a great way to punish Nyoken for what he did, because Nyoken was very tech heavy. Again, that's kind of a style that he likes to play, and because he was tech heavy, he doesn't have a lot of production. So once you get into 5 fact as Gypsy, minimum you can get up a contain that is not going to be easy to break. Maximum you can kill them. So we do have a single cloaked Wraith out. It's going to do some harassment, but yeah, it seems like Gypsy just a little bit ahead here. I would definitely feel dead as Nyoken right now. Right, it's gonna run out of energy very shortly. He actually does use a scan just as it's running out, and Nyoken can go ahead and run away. Gypsy getting an eBay. He doesn't want to have to deal with Cloaked Wraiths. He's not sure how many are being made. We can see that it's a single Cloaked Wraith. So he's forcing quite a reaction, but doesn't really rely on that. Isn't planning on having that be the way. Gypsy's starting to move out with the tanks. And we're going to have to see what position he gets into. Like, is he going to get this far forward? Looks like Nyoken coming up to do some battle. 4 tanks against 3 right now. Okay, Nyoken actually sieges and brings his Wraith over. So that is so important. He actually gets that first volley, kills a tank immediately. Good catch there by Nyoken. And having some tanks up here on the high ground is very, very important. If Gypsy gets this position, he's ready to kill you at any moment that you don't have a mass siege line here. And that's hard to keep track of. Gypsy taking his 3rd base during all this. I feel like both sides are playing very, very well. Some great defense from Gypsy. Nyoken's attack, like, was actually semi-close to breaking Gypsy. I think he made a few mistakes with, like, the Marines should have been behind the siege tank when the SCVs came out, because they have the high DPS rather than the tank. Also, when that second tank came out, he lost one tank, and if he had saved that, he might have actually won the game. But yeah, it's kind of crazy to see the differences that can occur. Now, Gypsy out on the map with speed vultures with mines. He's going to go ahead, lay some mines down in some very troubling positions here for Nyoken. Nyoken already does have the academy almost done, so he definitely knew this was coming. That's a very standard thing anyways. If your opponent goes command center first, they are going to get into 5 factories and have a lot of vultures. That's just kind of how the economy plays out. So he's already prepping for that. He's got a good amount of siege tanks. Let's actually count the siege tanks because this is such an important part of this. All right, 8 for Gypsy. We have 2 here for Nyoken. 6, 7, 8. So he has a similar amount, but look at this. He's going to get broken here. Gypsy moving up immediately. Nyoken bringing all of his units back. Looks like the mines will connect, but Nyoken has enough to stem this flow right here. Oh my god, he comes a little bit too far forward, I think, and Gypsy targets down a couple of these tanks. Nyoken almost gets a favorable trade there, but a couple very red tanks left over. That's too bad. Gypsy, very decisive breaking this area. Very, very important that he did that too, because the tank count was rather similar, but now Gypsy has a lead in that regard as well. All right, the Wraith comes up, and that's actually going to help him to clear these tanks. I think he's actually going to kill all of them, so maybe a little bit over the top. Oh my god. Is he going to... Okay, it looks like he should be able to pick this one off too. Yeah, look at that Wraith, that killer Wraith. Tank eater. All right, vultures and tanks coming out here for Nyoken. He's having a hard time. You know, he's down like 15, 17 army supplies, something like that. Does have his 3rd command, but not up and mining yet. A couple vultures from Nyoken. Gonna run over here, lay the mines, and get up. But obviously, Gypsy's gonna be able to clear that relatively quickly. Not a lot of damage done. Gypsy did lose his barracks at some point in there, but I'm sure with adding that, he's probably going to add a couple factories, and he definitely needs to start making some starport units. All right, Gypsy has taken control of the high ground. Very important. Nyoken, though, kind of sneaking a base down here. This could end up being very game-changing if Gypsy does not scout this. Oh. Oh, well. You got to try, right? You got to try it. But yeah, if you just kind of get something like that up and suddenly you've been on 4 bases for a little bit and that's defended, then a map like this gets split up, right? Like if you hold this, then eventually hopefully you break this area and you can hold this high ground, and then all that's left is taking this and denying this, which those are much easier things. But with this type of containment up there, it gets kind of hard to get back into this area. All right, so he is going up to those 7 factories. I'd be surprised if he adds an 8th. I don't think he needs it. I think 7 factory pumping with 3 add-ons is really, really strong here for Gypsy, and maybe add a 2nd starport. Decide what you want to do with that. All right, Gypsy moving up, and he's really kind of tightening the noose on Nyoken right now. Nyoken does have that 3rd base finally up, but Gypsy taking his 4th. Right, Nyoken coming up from an angle here. Gets that scan off. He should be able to kill this tank. I think he's just in range. Yep. Tanks, of course, can shoot further than they can see. So good position there from Nyoken. Gypsy, though, he's just kind of slowing him down. He's got insane production. He's now on 4 add-ons, which is awesome to see. You know, eventually you do want to be producing almost only siege tanks. Nyoken not with +1 yet. Yeah, he has it going. Going up to his own 4-factory siege tank. This is the problem, though, right? Gypsy had his expansion up quicker. He had his 3rd up quicker. He's getting his 4th up quicker. And these are all things that can be easily afforded when you go for a command center first build. It's the most powerful build in TVT. And you can see Gypsy really punishing Nyoken for failing that attack he did. Now, Gypsy rolling down with a huge army. Nyoken has to reposition his tanks back here to stop it. So, I mean, he stems the flow. But it's hard to see how Nyoken's going to end up winning the game, right? Because Gypsy is like just continually reinforcing. He's going to have +2 relatively soon. He's had the science facility for a while. And as he gets that, it's going to be even harder to break tank lines. Nyoken, I think this is probably a dropship. And that's like, yeah, he doesn't really have that many options. If he starts going dropships, yeah, maybe he can take an area or do some damage. But right now, he needs to think about breaking this. He needs to think about breaking this. Gypsy, though, moving forward, only a couple tanks here. I think we're going to see Nyoken GG. Yeah. And that will be that. Gypsy gonna take game 2.